Hello, everyone. We are going to tell you about moral disengagement, especially of the form disregarding or distorting the harm. Hereby, we will show you a clip of the series Suits to demonstrate what this form of moral disengagement means. But first, we will give you some theory about it. Moral disengagement occurs when an individual convinces itself that ethical standards do not apply to him or her within a particular social situation. So, behavior that is normally viewed as immoral becomes acceptable. This rationalization can be categorized into different forms of moral disengagement. The form of moral disengagement that we are going to highlight is disregarding or distorting the harm. Disregarding or distorting the harm takes place when people convince themselves that their actions did not result in any harm, which leads to the belief that they don't have to take any responsibility for their actions. For example, someone is more likely to harm someone they cannot see in that exact moment rather than someone who is standing right in front of them. Or people that are narcissistic or too much self-confidence might discard the harm. Velasquez also mentions that when the people convince themselves that there is no real harm involved, then we do not have to frame our actions as needing ethical scrutiny. To show an example of this regarding the harm, we will show you a video clip of the series Suits, which is a series about a law firm. Mike is one of the applicants and uses his memory to convince Harvey, which is one of the best lawyers, that Mike should be hired, although he has never studied law or graduated. Harvey hires him, although they both know this is morally wrong.
Unfortunately, we only hire from Harvard, and you not only did not go to Harvard Law School, you haven't even gone to any law school.
What if I told you that I consume knowledge like no one you've ever met and I've actually passed the bar?
I'd say you're full of crap.
That's a Barbary legal handbook right there, right? Open it up. Read me something. Anything.
Civil liability associated with agency is based on several factors,
Including the deviation of the agent from his path, the reasonable inference of agency on behalf of the plaintiff, and the nature of the damages themselves.
How did you know that?
I learned it when I studied for the bar.
Okay, hotshot. Fire up this laptop. I'm going to show you what a Harvard attorney can do. Pick a topic.
Stock option backdating.
Although backdating options is legal, violations arise related to disclosures under IRC Section 409A.
You forgot about Sarbanes-Oxley.
The statute of limitations renders Sarbanes-Oxley moot post-2007.
Well, not if you can find actions to cover up the violation as established in the Sixth Circuit, May 2008.
It's impressive, but you're sitting at a computer.
Playing hearts. Sorry, if you want to beat me, you're gonna have to do it as something else.
How can you know all that?
I told you, I like to read. And once I read something, I understand it. And once I understand it, I never forget it.
Why take the bar?
This dickhead bet me I couldn't pass it without going to law school.
Okay, look, this is all pretty fascinating stuff, but I'm afraid I gotta get back to work. I'll make sure that Serpico isn't around waiting for you. You want this job so much, why don't you just go to law school?
When I was in college, it was my dream to be a lawyer. I needed some money, and Trevor convinced me to memorize this math test and sell it. Turns out we sold it to the dean's daughter. I lost my scholarship, I got kicked out of school, I got knocked into a different life. and I have been wishing for a way back ever since.
Let me tell you something. This isn't elementary school. This is hard work, long hours, high pressure. I need a grown goddamn man.
You give me this, and I will work as hard as it takes to school those Harvard douches and become the best lawyer you have ever seen.
I'm inclined to give you a shot, but what if I decide to go another way?
I'd say that's fair. And sometimes I like to hang out with people who aren't that bright, just to see how the other half lives.
Move over. I'm emailing the firm. I just found our next associate.
As we have seen from the clip, Mike and Harvey neglect the hurt of all other applicants because Mike convinces Harvey that he knows everything and that he will be the best lawyer, and by saying so, they think that their actions will not result in any harm. However, the other candidates studied law and graduated, whereas Mike, the inexperienced guy without graduation, is chosen for a job. This is legally wrong, but also morally wrong and unfair, since they hurt the feelings of the other applicants who had been studying hard to find a job like this. One can prevent this situation by establishing an ethical culture whereby the organization stimulates or restrains certain behavior, values and beliefs, and rules. When doing so, a company has clear objectives when to reward or punish someone's behavior. Also, it should complement culture with integrity. Hence, this will all lead to a framework whereby every employee knows what is morally right and wrong. In this example, Harvey should never choose Mike because then he would be punished by his actions, since this action was, of course, morally wrong and unfair. Furthermore, workshop could be given whereby workers will experience what it feels like when treated unequally or feeling that they are hurt by others' actions. When doing so, employees and managers are less likely to disregard the harm caused by their action and are more inclined to communicate better and set clear objectives.